When Cedric Diggory touched the Triwizard Tournament cup alongside Harry Potter, they were transported to a dark and desolate graveyard. The air was thick with an oppressive energy, and the tombstones seemed to whisper secrets of death and despair. Cedric, with his wand in hand, immediately took a defensive stance, his exceptional training as a Hogwarts wizard evident in his firm posture. The tension rose as Wormtail emerged from the shadows, carrying a deformed and lifeless body that was revealed to be Voldemort. Harry felt a cold shiver run down his spine as Cedric looked at him with determination. There was no time for fear. "Run, Harry!" Cedric commanded, quickly placing himself between Wormtail and his companion. A red beam shot from his wand, forcing Wormtail to retreat. "No, I won't leave you," Harry replied, raising his own wand as his eyes desperately searched for an escape. Masked Death Eaters began to appear, forming a circle that closed off all exits. Wormtail tried to advance toward Harry, wand in hand, but Cedric reacted swiftly. "Expelliarmus!" he shouted, disarming him with a quick flick. The Death Eaters hesitated for a moment, surprised by the bravery of the two young wizards. Meanwhile, Harry noticed that the tournament cup lay on the ground near one of the tombstones. He turned to Cedric. "The cup, it's a portkey," he said urgently. Cedric nodded, instantly understanding the importance of returning to Hogwarts. "Cover me," Cedric said, dashing toward the cup while Harry protected him with a protego that deflected several attacks. The Death Eaters tried to close the gap, but Cedric reached the cup and grabbed it. "Harry, quickly," Cedric called. Harry ran to him and also touched the cup just as a green beam, fired by one of the Death Eaters, nearly struck them. The pull of the portkey tore them away from the graveyard and brought them back to the Quidditch pitch at Hogwarts. The spectators fell silent as they appeared, both wizards visibly injured but alive. Cedric raised his voice to warn everyone. "Voldemort tried to return," he shouted, his face marked with determination, "but he didn't succeed." Cedric and Harry's return marked the beginning of a series of events that would change the course of magical history. The initial confusion among the spectators and the tournament judges quickly gave way to panic. Dumbledore was the first to approach them, his eyes full of concern as he helped them up. Cedric, breathing heavily, recounted what had happened, describing the interrupted ritual and Voldemort's twisted body. The testimony of Cedric and Harry soon became the center of attention in the wizarding world. Both were summoned to a meeting at the Ministry of Magic, where they faced the disbelief of Cornelius Fudge and other high-ranking officials. However, the evidence was irrefutable. Memories extracted from Cedric and Harry's minds, displayed in a pensieve, clearly revealed Voldemort's attempt to regain his form. While some resisted accepting the truth, others began preparing for what they knew would be an inevitable battle. Cedric, deeply affected by what he had seen, refused to let fear paralyze him. Instead, he decided to act. He returned to Hogwarts determined to unite his fellow students. Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, and even some Slytherin students answered his call. Cedric organized secret training sessions, teaching students defensive spells and tactics to protect themselves. Harry joined him, and a bond of friendship and mutual respect formed, leading them to work together to prepare Hogwarts for any eventuality. Hermione and Ron also participated, contributing their clever minds and unwavering loyalty. The sessions became more frequent and sophisticated, evolving into an early version of Dumbledore's army. Meanwhile, the situation outside Hogwarts began to change as well. Dumbledore gathered the members of the Order of the Phoenix, sharing with them the information provided by Cedric and Harry. The Order began recruiting new members and strengthening its networks, establishing safe havens and organizing operations to track Voldemort's followers. Cedric's influence extended beyond Hogwarts. His courage and determination made him a symbol of hope for many. Witches and wizards began to see him as a leader, someone who could inspire them to stand against the dark forces. Cedric also managed to reach out to Slytherin students who felt torn between loyalty to their families and the desire to do what was right. With patience and empathy, Cedric helped them find the courage to make their own choices. Time passed, and although Voldemort had not succeeded in fully returning, his influence continued to spread. The Death Eaters began mobilizing in the shadows, attacking Muggles and wizards who opposed them. Tensions in the magical world rose, and Hogwarts became a refuge for those seeking to learn how to defend themselves. One night, while Cedric patrolled the corridors of Hogwarts, he discovered Draco Malfoy whispering with a hooded figure in a dark corner. Cedric didn't hesitate to intervene, disarming the figure and confronting Malfoy. Although Draco initially tried to defend his actions, he eventually succumbed to the pressure and revealed crucial information about the Death Eater's plans. Thanks to this information, the Order of the Phoenix was able to thwart several planned attacks, weakening Voldemort's forces before they could gain more ground. Cedric, despite his youth, became a key figure in the Resistance, working closely with Dumbledore and the others to protect the Wizarding World. When the final confrontation came, the Wizarding World was better prepared thanks to the efforts of Cedric and the others. The battle was fought at Hogwarts, where students, teachers, and members of the Order came together to defend the castle. Cedric fought bravely, leading his fellow students in combat, and once again proving why he was considered a true hero. During the intense battle, Cedric demonstrated not only his skill as a wizard, but also his brilliance as a strategist. His ability to keep a cool head under pressure and organize his peers was crucial in holding back the Death Eaters at several points within the castle. When Bellatrix Lestrange led an assault on the Great Hall, Cedric rallied a group of students to hold her off, confronting her directly with spells that lit up the air like lightning. In a pivotal moment, Cedric protected a group of younger students from a surprise attack by casting a Protego Maxima that deflected a green beam aimed at one of them. His determination and courage inspired everyone around him, giving his peers the strength to continue fighting. When Harry faced Voldemort in the final duel, Cedric ensured that no one interfered by leading the defense in the nearby corridors. His efforts allowed Harry to fulfill his destiny and finally defeat the Dark Wizard. Although the battle was fierce and the losses significant, the forces of good triumphed. Voldemort, weakened and without enough allies, was defeated before he could regain his full strength. After the war, Cedric dedicated his life to rebuilding the Wizarding World. He helped reform the Ministry of Magic, advocating for equality and justice for all magical beings. He also worked as a mentor for new generations of students at Hogwarts, sharing his experiences and teaching them the values of bravery and unity. Cedric Diggory's legacy endured as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, the light of hope and determination can change the course of history. His story was passed down through generations, inspiring witches and wizards worldwide to fight for what is right, no matter how great the odds.